This week's episode is sponsored by the Designer Bed Outlet, based in Glasgow Forge Shopping Centre. Come along and see for yourself the great deals on offer here, ranging from amazing discounts on sofas, couches, beds, mattresses, dining tables and much more. Don't forget to mention the Jim King Show for your discount. Thank you to everyone watching. You can now follow me on all my social media platforms at The Jim King Show on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
We got a airborne. I thought, getting an airborne on the terms and conditions. Are you pregnant? Are you this? Are you that? No, because I was just thinking nobody knew I was pregnant, and I was like, I am not want to miss out in anything. I want to do it. So me and Mark thought this is going to be a wee romantic airborne ride. We got there and we had to share a basket, and it was 32 people in a basket. At that point we should have probably got it. So we're all like, right, we're landing, and we go down, and the next thing the basket bounces, but bounces back up and bounces back down. And I'm like, oh no, we're not landing. And it tips backwards.
We're actually going to do a live Reiki in the other studio.
Now, just visualising a beautiful white healing energy light coming from the soles of your feet, bringing your awareness to calm, balance, ease and stillness. I was just wanting to ask you, how do you feel, and how was that 15 minutes session for you?
Well, used to being put in the hot seat, the spotlight. I usually ask the questions in here, Stephanie. It's like, at first I thought, where am I going with this? Where's this taking me? It went negative to start with, right. But that was all part of the journey. Yeah. It took me through all this negativity, like negative people that have been in my life, and situations, and quite dark. I started visualising myself where I need to be, and it brought, when you were talking about light and vibration, I could feel it inside me, because I know I've got that potential there. Yeah. It's just about putting the work in, but it was beautiful. The goddess is back. This is our sign to give ourselves time with Stephanie. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's only took us how many months?
I know I've been stalking you for the last 6 months, trying to get you back, but one of my most viewed guests, hundreds of thousands of views on social media, everybody talking about the episode, so brings us to part 2.
Yes. What is it you want to know? What am I here to talk about, since we've no have any clue?
I've got a few questions there for you, Stephanie, okay. So I'm sure we can make it interesting.
Yes. Let's make it interesting.
In part 1, we tapped into a lot about your life story, but your relationship with your dad, stuff like that, and your own business, your own healing journey.
Yeah.
And in that episode, we spoke a lot about self-worth and raising your worth and stuff like that, and how you hadn't been in a relationship, is it 4 years?
4 years, yep.
So can you talk me through that now and where you're at now?
Yep, so currently now, after being single for 4 years and going on a self-discovery and my own healing journey, I knew I needed to be alone. I knew this was the time for me. So 2 years of that self-discovery time, it was just all about learning, healing what I wanted for my own soul, rather than looking for external validation or relationships, friendships, whatever may that be. I needed to find me. So 2 years I was like head focused. Then the next 2 years I was kind of open to the relationships. But again, you're tested. The universe will send you these same people with different masks to see if you're ready to step up to the challenge. So yeah, single for 4 years. There were some tests in there, but I closed it down. I was just like, no. And it's as much as I liked the person, I was just like, no, I can't go down this road again. Especially when you do raise your worth and know your value. And then when I came back from India, and I, in fact, actually done a ritual in the Ganges to invite true love into my life. And when I came back from India, I did meet Mark then.
Before we get into that story, you spoke to me and you said that your mind at that time was thinking, I'll probably meet somebody that's overseas, so that because you're so busy and you can have a relationship that way.
Yeah.
Unbeknown to you, it was there in front of you the whole time.
Yeah.
So can you talk me through that then, how that came about?
Yeah, because I can remember saying to you, like, I've not got time for a relationship, and the next relationship I'll have, it'll be somebody overseas, because distant relationship will work for me because I'm that busy. My boys, my business, and my own personal needs, because I do need alone time as well. I was like, I'm going to meet somebody out with my postcode. They're going to be in another country, and that'll work for me. And little did I know, the guy I met was basically in my postcode, and a hop, skip and a jump round the corner from where I lived.
And again, through your own centre, the Soul Centre.
Yep.
Two souls coming together.
Yeah.
You talk me through that day then, how did that happen?
Yeah, so I got the Soul Centre, which wasn't named at the time because, as you know, my business is run by Give Yourself Time. And when I took the centre on, there was 4 different rooms in it. So I wanted a name for the centre, for an umbrella for all the other practitioners that could work there, rather than just Give Yourself Time. And then I thought, I don't know what I'm going to call it. And at that point I was out decorating for the centre and getting my painter, getting my floorings fitted and stuff. And I went to the flooring shop round at Giant W Carpet, and the guy that served me was the man I'm with the now. And at that, yeah, when I met him, at that we were just like general chatting, talking, and then he came round to the centre, and at that point I did really like him, but I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. He knows nothing about me and I know nothing about him. So that's how the Soul Centre came about, because I was like, the Soul Centre's brought 2 souls together, but you know, I was never ever supposed to meet anybody up until I get that centre, because it would have been a total distraction for me. And I do feel that through getting the centre, because if I never got the centre, I would have never have met Mark. It's weird.
That again, and you always come with these words of wisdom and your vision boards and stuff like that, and everything all coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've got another vision board now, but you've not actually came alone today.
No.
You're glowing in a way, so tell me the good news, what's been going on?
We have got a little Baba cooking away here. Yes, and I've came with a baby on board. It's not only did we meet, like, this has been our year's anniversary. So within a year, it's been a quick turnaround. Quite overwhelming at times, because you're thinking, is this really happening? But no, it was all supposed to be. This wasn't planned, this wee Baba wasn't planned, but obviously stars have got it written for us in the sky. And I had plans of going to India. My plan was, because my older sons, they're getting a wee bit older, and I thought in 2 years' time, I said I'm going to be 6 months here and 6 months in India. I want to travel. But Spirit above has obviously been like, Stephanie, there is no chance you're going to India, and sent me this. That's what, this little blessing. That's what I think, that like India is not my path. But I feel, you know, maybe just not the now, but I did feel really drawn to go back to India.
Well, you never know, you might find your way back there again.
Yes.
You never know what can happen in the world of Stephanie. But I also know in the early stages of pregnancy, you had already booked a retreat to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
That was entertaining.
That was very entertaining. So, with my wee doll, as you can see, this is my wee solo doll, and she's in all her sari, and she came with a wee book. And when I was solo, single, we went on our self-discovery, and we done all our trips, and all my manifestations came to fruition with just me, myself. And then when I met Mark, these wee dolls, because everybody keeps asking about them, is me and Mark. And Mark wanted to do Egypt. That was his spiritual path. And someone came into the centre, it was actually Leslie, my practitioner, said, Stephanie, my father-in-law's gave me this Sphinx. He is not into spirituality. He picked it up in a car boot sale or something like that, and I knew straight away it's for you, because I was just manifesting Egypt at that point, and I was like, that's exactly for my dolls. So put them on, and then my friend Dave, he had said to me, he came in to do a ceremony, and he's like, oh, your dolls are on a Sphinx. What happened to the elephant? Because this little lady used to be on an elephant. And I said, oh, I'm manifesting Egypt. And he said, well, I actually have a friend who's doing a retreat over there. And then me and Mark went on our travels, and off we went with another 6 people in the group, I think it was. All mixed people. It was like the weirdest, loveliest wee group, that way, because it was just so mixed.
I followed you a wee bit on social media on your trip, but I know it was adventurous, also entertaining, a couple of scary moments. Can you talk me through them?
Yeah, so at this point I knew I was pregnant, but I had the absolute fear, I'm not going to lie, because a baby wasn't in mine and Mark's path. We were just like, he's got a boy, I've got 2 boys, we're in this new relationship, we're going on in all these adventures, and then I fell pregnant, and then when I told him, we were just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then I was just like, I don't know, but I was too much in my emotions, and I thought, we'll go to Egypt, like we need to think it through, because it was an unexpected surprise for both of us. And when we went to Egypt, we were straight in the present moment every time. We went to Egypt, we had a camel ride out in the desert. It was like over 40 degrees. A woman collapsed off the camel. I was only one down at this point to assist her. All the other rest of the camels were kicking off, and I'm just looking at Mark like, please get everybody down. So that was our first adventure with the camel ride. The woman, thankfully enough, she got horse and cart, and she got assisted out, and she was fine. Di, her name was, God love her. That was at the pyramids. And then we went from Cargo to Luxor, and we got a ship, a cruise there. Mark took food poisoning. We had to get the doctor out, but when the doctor came, he basically tied his fluids up in this bed rack with a bit of string. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is going to be one drama to another.
You sent me a photo of that. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Was that a cruise down the Nile, the River Nile?
Down the Nile, yeah.
Must have been an experience.
It was.
Especially being unwell, and you're pregnant.
And I'm pregnant, and he's got food poisoning, and the food wasn't the greatest. And I'm sick at this point, morning, noon and night. And I'm just thinking, what are we doing? We were 3 days on the cruise, and then we went to Aswan, then we went to Luxor, and we got a airplane. I thought, getting an airplane on the terms and conditions. Are you pregnant? Are you this? Are you that? No, because I was just thinking, nobody knew I was pregnant, and I was like, I am not want to miss out in anything. I want to do it.
So a bit of a rebel then. So you're on the hot air balloon, you're kidding on, you're not pregnant. What happened?
So me and Mark thought this is going to be a wee romantic air balloon ride. We got there and we had to share a basket, and it was 32 people in a basket, and we were crammed in this basket, and I'm thinking, right, here we go. So
what's the safety like on these hot air balloons? I've never been in one, obviously, but are you just in the basket?
Well, we thought with the terms and conditions, it was going to be like a legit safety ride in the airplanes. But I mean, they balanced us with their own eyes, because they never took our weight or anything like that. So we kind of were just balanced with sharing baskets with people. At that point, we should have probably got it. At that point, we should have probably but no, we never. So we went up over the Nile, which was beautiful. But then I looked down and there was an air balloon going down onto like built up area, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope that's not going to be us. But sometimes you can mislead when you're in the sky, you can mislead the judgment. But no, they actually just they went down and they actually just made the grass. And I'm like, oh my God. And we're over the Nile at this point. And I'm saying my prayers, and I'm like, the sky's above, heaven's above, please protect us. And we then started going on over Nile, and we were landing in at the desert. But at that point, our captain had went and said to us, it's time for landing. So when you land, we had to go head, like we'd to hold on to leather handles, and we'd to crouch down and go head level with the basket. So we're all like, right, we're landing, and we go down, and the next thing the basket bounces, but bounces back up and bounces back down, and I'm like, oh no, we're not landing, and it tips backwards. So like Mark's here with me, and there was this guy we don't even know, and we are tipped backwards. So everybody else is in the baskets, but it's sectioned off, and as it bounces up and down, we're taking all the impact, the balloon, and it would go skating across, like nearly on the road. And because we weren't landed on, like it was rocks we were landed on, all the smoke was coming up, and I'm thinking to myself, is this fire? You know, that way. And the captain shouting, don't worry, this is normal. Mate, this is not normal. This is not. We're like, boom, boom, boom. So
you get out of that alive?
We crawled out it. And to be fair, see, at this point, I'm like that to Mark. See, if this baby survived Egypt, I said it'll survive anything in its life. And he was just like, oh my God, we shouldn't have went up there, kind of thing.
How far were you going in your pregnancy then? Very
8
early?
weeks, where you're not supposed to really go.
Travel and stuff like that?
Yep.
Reporting on it with flights and stuff?
Yeah.
But is that a 12-week scan you normally get?
Yep, so in your first trimester, they do recommend not flying. And at this point, we had took a flight from Glasgow to London, from London to Cairo, from Cairo to Aswan. From Aswan, we get a ship, and then to Luxor, we get the plane back for Luxor, and our flight get cancelled when we were supposed to come home on the 13th. That get cancelled, so we had to stay an extra night, and then we get another flight to London and then back to Glasgow. So it was like 6 flights, a camel ride, an air balloon crash, a ship, and everybody
Food poisoning and all this stuff. So you're no rush to go back then?
No, absolutely no rush.
What about the retreat side of things? Was that okay? Was that pyramids and stuff in it?
Aye, the pyramids were absolutely amazing. The heat, we were out in 49 degrees heat, walking about, and it was just like, I'm cooking, and I'm cooking this baby as well. Like, Mark's legs and stuff were getting sore, and I'm just thinking, the other people was with us, their legs were getting sore, but I'm obviously just thinking, right, with your legs, it can mean other stuff, especially with the heat, with organs shutting and stuff. So I was a bit stressed, because I'm thinking, we need to stay in out this heat. Plus as well, we were with guides, but over in Egypt, I feel people just thought they were entitled, and God bless Mark, because it was like the men were very entitled, you know, that way, like
it's their culture, isn't it?
And you didn't feel safe. It wasn't very like safe, even when we went off the boat, which we shouldn't have, but we did, because I wanted some real chocolate.
Whereabouts did you go off the boat?
We were in Aswan at this point.
Right.
But the shop was just like a hop, skip and a jump up the road, and all the Egyptians came round us and they were like, let me take you to the market, buy this, buy that, come with me. And we're like, no, we're just going to the shop. So actually, one of the guys had went and said, oh, I'm on the ship, I'm the chef on the ship, come with me. And me and Mark went with him in the shop, and he's like, that's fine, come with me now, I'll take you to the markets and bring you back to the ship in 20 minutes. And me and Mark are like, no. I don't even think it was the chef, to be honest. But
Did you not tell me a story? Was it somebody you'd been on the wrong boat?
aye. Mm-hmm.
The guy was kidding on or something? What happened there?
So that was the last night. Tandy, she was taking us on to do our last ceremony on the River Nile, which was absolutely amazing, to be honest. We had dissolving paper and we put down on our paper our manifestations, what we wanted to come, and because of the power and the sacredness in the Nile, it would amplify anything we wanted. So we came out our hotel and there was a guide there, like, who was supposed to be a guide, and they're like, yeah, we've got a boat booked, and Tandy's like, yeah, because she booked everything through the guides. So we just thought it was our guide. So there we are, out in the River Nile. It was the wrong boat as well, but they were like, oh, that boat can't sail tonight. So we're like, okay then, that's fine. So we went out, and then Tandy got a phone call, and it was the real guide, like, hi, we're here to pick up your group. And she's like, we're on the boat. And they're like, you can't be, put the driver on. So the driver of the boat went on, and the two of them spoke in another language to each other, so we didn't know. And Tandy went and said, group, we're actually on the wrong boat. And I'm like, no.
Who is this guy?
Who is he? And he's like, he had actually said to Tandy, give me money and I'll take you back. And I'm thinking, we're in the Nile, you know? We're supposed to be doing our last sacred ceremony with somebody we don't even know.
It's crazy, isn't it? It just shows you their culture.
Aye.
And just said how dangerous it can be as well. You just don't know
who
you're dealing with.
No.
So moving away from there then, right? But I know, since we're talking about retreats, I know you've got an upcoming retreat. Wasn't it in the plans, being pregnant?
It was not in the plans, Jim.
So you've got one, is it November?
November in Tenerife.
Fully booked?
Yep. Although I did have a pregnancy scare 2 weeks ago when I went to the hospital with an expected blood clot, and that was really emotional for me, to be honest, because my mum passed with a blood clot.
Right.
And then I did say at this point, like, I'm supposed to be going on a retreat in November, and she's like, you would be able to get a fit to fly letter to go on your retreat, but you will need to assess this first to obviously make sure everything was okay, because that makes you high, like that would put you at high risk to travel with a blood clot if I did have one.
But so the upcoming retreat then?
So yeah, that's going to go ahead, because my bloods came back and they were abnormal, but it can be through pregnancy. So I got all my CT scan, I get the clear for that, on my leg, get the clear for that. And I was like, I'm going my retreat, but obviously it's not until November, which
where will you be, about 10 months? No, well, how many? You probably about 7 months then, eh? 7 months.
Yeah, so I'm due the 20th of January, and the retreat just makes the cut-off point
for flying?
To fly on the way back. Mm-hmm.
But
well, I don't want this pregnancy to stop anything, even though it's been very challenging, let me tell you.
What's included in the retreat? I know it's a female-only retreat, because when you first posted it up, I was like, oh, I like the look of that. No, it's a big villa, or the meditation side of things.
So it's all about emotional health and well-being, as you know. I live it, breathe it, love it, and all the knowledge what I have within, I like to share to empower women especially, because we can feel low self-esteem, low worth, not good enough, and this is to really empower, bring their confidence back, supporting each other, especially with women. We don't do enough of it, so this is really to empower women with emotions, with meditation, bringing us into stillness. And obviously, as you know, I do a lot of the Reiki, and that helps emotionally, mentally and physically.
It's amazing, Stephanie. See, I know you're obviously going to be having a baby and stuff like that, but moving into next year, plans for more retreats?
Yeah,
Is it going to be mixed, male and female by any chance?
I do my classes mixed, as you know, but when I done my retreat in Scotland here, it was all females as well. And the reason why I'm not doing it mixed now, because a lot of women that have been coming do feel trauma from men, and it's like sometimes they're not comfortable. So that's why my focus has been on women, just because I know I've been there myself. But yes, I will be open up to do men and women.
Because you can count me in then.
Yeah.
And if there's maybe a wee...
I can't commit to anything on this, so that's you're trying to get me when I'm vulnerable.
You're never vulnerable. Are you kidding? But, or even if there's a wee job there for me, I would love to take part in that. I could, well, if they laugh, I don't know, you know, I was going to say a wee comedy set, but we'll see. But I'd love
But you're
to...
not funny anymore.
No, I'm not funny anymore.
Or you've never been funny.
Don't... We'll move on from there, right? Before we get carried away. I don't want to say it. You carry this massive power, so why don't you put a spell on me or anything?
No. The dolls aren't voodoo dolls. We're fine.
Take me into the Soul Centre then, right? A bit more detail, because I know I saw different classes, meditation, Reiki, a lot of people that are suffering, that are maybe scared to reach out, and they don't even know what some of this stuff is, like Reiki and stuff like that. They don't know the ins and outs.
Yep. So, and see, the thing is, see, with the Soul Centre, I don't sell myself well over social media. I'm very fortunate that a lot of my clients come through word of mouth, or it's been clients that have had treatments and they've recommended me. The whole social media side of it, I'm not good. Like, I can do it, but it's not my platform, which I'm going to reach out to more social media, because with the little baby coming, I'm giving the Soul Centre another year. So the Soul Centre will be there for another year, but I want to open it up for expansion. And maybe the centre's not going to be for me. The now it's my primary base, yes, but when the baby comes, running a business, running appointments, being there at the Soul Centre all the time, it's not going to really align with having a baby. So I was more planning on changing the name of the Soul Centre, and doing, when I'm doing more retreats, and doing more maybe work online and voicing and sharing my knowledge over that platform, rather than being in the centre where you're there and kind of nowhere else, if you know what I mean.
Definitely, and I know there's people always asking me about running retreats. Would I help them? And they always ask about you. Do you think Stephanie would come on board? And I says, I can always ask her.
Yeah.
And I know you're really busy, you're pregnant, you've got a business, there's so many clients, but I've lost count in the amount of people that are saying, Jim, and I'm saying you need to click on our website or contact her yourself, because I keep asking her.
Aye.
Because there's that many, but I'm sure we can speak about it after the episode.
Yes.
But take me into Reiki then, right? Because, like I said, not a lot of people understand it.
So Reiki has been a big part of my healing journey. After doing the Joe Dispenza workshop live with him and doing my meditations, Reiki was my next. I unfolded into Reiki, then emotional health and wellbeing. So with Reiki helps us mentally, emotionally and physically. 20 minutes Reiki is equivalent to 1 hour's body rest. So if you're tired, or if you've got a break in your leg or plaster or whatever, they do say rest is the best recovery. So if the doctor tells you maybe 6 weeks for your the Stuki to recover or heal, it could take maybe 4 weeks because you're getting more rest. Reiki is an energetic healing that's transferred from the practitioner to the client. We are not the healers, we are just the channels. And when we channel that, if we're in high vibration, we're exercising, we're living, being, speaking Reiki, as in all the principles of Reiki: be kind, be grateful, work honestly, do not anger, do not worry. So if you bring that practice in, and I also do my Reiki self-practice every morning, that channel is just like a fluid going down a straw. So the vibration of the energetic healing helps the client you're doing the Reiki with. And to let you understand the energy is real, if you walk into a room and you're in a great mood and you walk into a room and you don't even have to say anything, but the atmosphere just drops, that's the energy vibrating with your body to you're up there and brings you down. Also, on the flip end, if you're not feeling the greatest, you can just be around certain people or go to a certain place and the vibration of the energy picks you up. You could also think you've not spoke to anyone for a while, not spoke to a certain friend or family member, and you keep thinking about them, and then all of a sudden they phone you and you're like, I was just going to phone you. And that's the vibration of the energy aligning. Also, in your tummy, that's another example. If you're around certain people, or you go to a new environment, or you go and meet somebody new and you think, I'm not feeling this and this isn't sitting well with me, your intuition, your gut will tell you it's time for you to go. Or if something happens and you just have that feeling, that is vibration moving through your body and letting you know something's off, So energy is real, and we can tune into our body and be in silence and pick up where our pains are, and that can register. If we don't deal with something mentally, emotionally, mentally, it can come out in us physically. So like our tummy is our gut instinct, and that will tell you something's off. Our legs and our knees, if we've got pains in our legs and knees and we think, where does this pain came from? And you think, is it maybe the gym? But actually, legs and knees are for forgiveness and letting go. And if you think we use our legs to walk forward in our life, but if we're holding on to something from 5 years ago, or we're not forgiving ourselves for maybe our actions, because there's stuff we do and it's maybe we think, oh, by the way, that was probably me that was in the wrong, and then we don't forgive ourselves, it'll hold emotionally pain in our knees. And to let go of that pain and move forward in your life, we need to do the internal work. And with Reiki helps. It's like if you think rocks in a river, the water will still flow, but it becomes stagnant. Reiki is like going in and removing the rocks for that energy to flow. Your wrists are for where do you need to get a grip in your life, or what's out with your control. And there's challenges in life where even as a parent or your friend, or you're like, that doesn't sit well with me, or you decide one thing for your kid and the mum decides another thing, and you're like, no, but that's out with your control, because if the mum goes with her decision, you're like, well, I've not got control of that. So you could end up having pains in your wrists, or where do you need to get a grip. Elbows, change your direction, or who do you need to move out your life. Shoulders, weight of the world, or even if you're off balance, it can be the masculine and feminine energy. The masculine is all about power, getting the money in, the doer, and the feminine energy is about nurture, emotion, and rest. That's a wee indication of it. And the Reiki comes in to help align, as well as all the chakras.
It's amazing, Stephanie. Got me bubbling up here. I know we spoke about it, so we're actually going to do a live Reiki in the other studio. So we're going to move studios now, and you're going to perform the Reiki on me. Okay. And then we're going to come back in to this studio, and you can ask me questions, how I'm feeling, and hopefully I'm not too emotional.
Okay then, Let's do this.
Let's go for it.
Right, deep breath in for me. And release. Another deep breath in for me. And release. One more deep breath in. And release. And now, just visualising a beautiful white healing energy light coming from the soles of your feet, spiralling round your ankles, your calves, your knees, spiralling round your thighs, round your hips, clearing and cleansing anything that does not serve you, spiralling into your root chakra, clearing and cleansing anger, frustration, resentment, letting this healing light bring in trust, security and safety as we spiral from your root chakra up to your sacral chakra, the pleasure centre for creativity, passion and new ideas. From your sacral chakra to your solar plexus for power, determination, courage and confidence. And as this light spirals round your hands, your arms, up to your chest, round your shoulders, dropping into your heart centre, where we hold grief, sadness, hurt and pain. Let's stay here a little longer to bring in harmony, peace, joy and happiness. Just being aware of your heart centre and the colour green, knowing that you are loved, you are protected and you are guided. Just bringing a little comfort to yourself for self-love, self-compassion, bringing peace to your heart, peace to your mind, peace to your body and peace to your soul. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Bringing love, light and peace to your heart centre. Just listen to the words of wisdom. No matter what's going on in your life right now, just be at peace. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing your awareness to calm, balance, ease and stillness. And be at peace. No matter what's going on around you, and just be at peace. Be at peace so you can rise. Rise into love, rise into light. Rise into the knowing of who you are. Inhale and exhale, cleansing your mind, body and soul as we spiral round your heart centre up to your throat chakra, clearing and cleansing anything that does not serve you, Any words you have used to yourself or others, bring this light in to help you heal with clear communication, understanding, speaking your truth, being heard. As this light spirals round your throat chakra, up to your head, your mouth, your ears, round your eyes into your third eye, where we see, where we become no one, nowhere, and nothing, where we create the life of magic, taking yourself into space, being free, being at one with yourself and being at peace. From your third eye up to your crown chakra, clearing and cleansing any worries, anything that does not serve you, where our minds become prisons or palaces. Where do you put your thoughts so your garden can grow into beautiful flowers? Or do you create the prison where the weeds are? No, let us bring in the positive thoughts, the seeds, what we plant, where we choose our wisdom, our knowledge and understanding to nurture your mind, connecting us to Source, God, Universe, whoever you believe in. Absorb all this beautiful power from heavens above, the skies above, to the earth below, from Mother Earth, as we bathe in love, protection and guidance. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Bringing your awareness to calm, balance, ease, stillness and peace. Bathing in this beautiful vibration of love and protection, cutting all cords from any energy that's holding you down, conscious or unconscious. You are in this bubble of love and protection. Deep inhale and exhale. 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 Just feeling the sensations within your body, the vibrations, the heat, the pins and needles, as the energy shifts through your mind, body and soul. Bringing your hands into prayer position, just thanking yourself for showing up today. Your guides, your angels, or anyone else that comes to mind, as we bathe in gratitude. Deep inhale and exhale. Just bringing your awareness back to the room, back to your body, wriggling your fingers, giving yourself a little hug, circling your head 3 ways one way, 3 ways the other, rubbing the palms of your hands together, placing them over your eye mask, removing your eye mask, bringing your palms over your eyes, blinking 3 times. And just in your own time, bringing your awareness back to the room. We'll give yourself a few moments just to gather your thoughts, and then we'll get you a wee drink of water and go back into the other room. Okay. So welcome back to Reality Gym. After your little energy cleanse and Reiki, I was just wanting to ask you, how do you feel, and how was that 15 minutes session for you?
I'm not used to being put in the hot seat in the spotlight. I usually ask the questions in here, Stephanie. I'll tell you something, I've experienced it a few times now, only with yourself. I've only ever done Reiki, with you being the practitioner. It was a mad experience, different every time.
Yeah.
That time, it's like I went on a wee journey. I'll try and keep my emotions in because I could feel myself tearing up. But it's like, at first I thought, where am I going with this? Where's this taking me? Because it's when you've got your eyes shut and you've got the sound of your voice, your energy, the music. It went negative to start with,
Right.
but that was all part of the journey.
Yeah.
I think it took me through all this negativity, like negative people that have been in my life, and situations, and quite dark.
Yeah.
But it was like I was walking by that, and then I started visualising myself where I need to be, and I could see it. I could see myself there. And it brought, when you were talking about light and vibration, I could feel it inside me, because I know I've got that potential there.
Yeah.
It's just about putting the work in. But it was beautiful.
Yep. And with Reiki does rise emotions to the surface, and it can make you, like, everybody's experience is different. You can be tearful, you can even feel sick, or you can feel shaky, and it's the way energy leaves your body, and everybody's energy goes in different ways. It can be through sickness, as I say, through tears, or through like body parts shaking, energy shifting. And with the cleanse, I was bringing you up, and all your energy was coming back to yourself. So with the chakras, we've got 144, but we've got 7 main chakras, and that just brings us into alignment. And when we're off alignment, this could be trust problems, grieving, sadness, not speaking up, maybe having a sore throat. And the energy cleanse was to bring your chakras back into alignment. And that's when we can feel the silence and the stillness, and it's like silence, because as I said to you after it doesn't feel as if you're even in a studio at that point.
I was totally gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it was such a beautiful. At the end, I never wanted to come round.
Yeah.
Because I was in such a beautiful place. But again, it's like, it's mad. It's like you almost, at first I wanted it to stop, but to get by that, kind of like a plant medicine experience without the plant medicine.
Yeah, without the plant.
It's just visualizations, and I could feel your presence. Like I said earlier, the tone of your voice, very therapeutic, soothing.
Yes.
But you don't mess with you either. But that was amazing. It really was. But I feel like it's kind of brought a lot to the surface as well. And I don't want to show too many emotions now in this, because I could feel myself ready to. But that's like, as you said, that's good, because you're letting go.
Yep.
And I think a lot, especially men,
Yeah.
don't cry, and hold it in, and I'm the same. Except maybe if I'm watching Emmerdale or something, nah, like it. But on a more serious note, it's good to let that. And it's all right me saying that, but I need to actually practice that as well.
Yep.
Because I sometimes sit with the emotions for years. And I don't know if it's, I know it was frowned upon years ago, men showing emotions, and that it's now deemed as a strength to speak up.
And it gives other people courage, especially with men. And even if you feel vulnerable and you're feeling maybe I shouldn't share this, actually you opening up and sharing it brings another opening for other people to go, do you know what? Me feeling like this is over society, but actually somebody speaking about it, it resonates with them. So you bring power to their sadness. So it is good for people to, if they've got the courage and confidence to speak about what they think shame or what they think's worry or guilt, because it then helps you on your healing path and your self-discovery as well as others.
It's an amazing skill you've got there. Obviously you built it up over the years with your training. I know you're half Indian anyway, do you know what I mean? So it was meant to be for you.
Yes, I do feel it's in my blood, and I do feel all Reiki practitioners have got that gift to channel and that energy. As I say, it's not us, it's the healers, it's us, it's the channel. So yes, that beautiful energetic healing we need to empower.
It's amazing, Stephanie. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. What about the drum healing? Because that's a different vibration, and drumming isn't Reiki, it's just another way of moving energy. With the drum healing, did you feel your body vibration, or did you feel a shift?
Well, I still was in with my visualisation. I was still in the same place, but I could feel the energy changing, the vibration. It was powerful. Really, really therapeutic. And I didn't want it to stop. I could have sat there. I think we're booked in again for tomorrow in the studio for that one, but it was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experience. And anyone that doesn't know about Reiki, it's good if they're watching this and they've got a wee insight, a wee snippet of what goes on, what it does, and how it helps in all different levels.
It's a very, very powerful tool because the mind, as you know, is so powerful.
Yep.
It can go in a negative downward spiral very quickly. Or again, when you're putting the good thoughts in, the visualizations where you're supposed to be, and you put the work into yourself, then good things will happen and you manifest reality. It becomes reality. But moving on in the episode, right?
Yep.
This is going to be a wee bit different because I'm going to put myself in the hot seat.
Okay.
Right? We spoke about it earlier. I don't know where you're going to take it. Maybe you don't even know.
So you want me to ask you some questions?
You can ask me some questions now, right?
And this is you putting me really in the hot seat. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to ask?
While I'm emotional.
Yes. So while you're in this state of calmness, and as I've just said to you, you sharing your story and your courage and confidence, you sharing your courage, it gives other people confidence to help them be vocal in where their healing journey is. So, on talking about the healing journey, would you say you're comfortable with your mental health and where you are in your healing process?
No, I'm not comfortable at all.
Right.
You're going to get me emotional. This is hard because it's all right for me interviewing people.
Yeah.
I'll speak from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm miles away from where I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
but you always say to me, at least the awareness is there.
Yeah.
I put so much work into this show
Mm-hmm.
that I've kind of disowned myself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Not entirely. I still go for saunas and swims and steam rooms, but I'm skipping the gym.
Yeah.
I've been in the gym in months and I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, it's really took its toll on me.
Yeah.
But I think I still sit and I write every day, but I'm writing about different, being creative and all that. So that side of things, and it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Building up the platform, different guests, different subjects, inspiring people. It's still a massive passion of mine. But I'm, like I said, I've got so much work to put into myself. I need to really make time for myself now.
Yourself. Yep.
I've not been doing my meditations. You're going to
And
ask me.
it does have a ripple effect. When we don't put the work in, it has a ripple effect. But then everybody looking at you and looking on your socials will be like, right, he's up there, but you've just openly said that mentally and physically you're not where you'd want to be.
No,
So is
that's
that
the
a
thing.
change you're going to put in place? Because now your viewers are watching, you've got accountability. And it's good to have accountability, because if you can sit here and say, I'm going to change my structure, and from this day on, when I come back in my next, you can inspire people with saying it's okay to slip off the wagon or fall off the wagon. It's just putting yourself back on it.
I think it's difficult as well. You know yourself. It's a business at the end of the day. I'm building entertainment business, ups and downs, roller coaster. But I really, really need to take time. But there's loads there. So I need to my diet needs to be better. Right? So, and it has been at times. I've been like 100% with some stuff and not so much with others. But if you were to combine it all together, it would be powerful. I know it is, because the power's there.
Yep.
Right? The visualization's there. It's in a way, it's already happened. It's just about getting it done. But so for me to be at my best would be probably changing the diet.
Yep.
And my diet, something doing, right? But getting a right good alkaline diet in there. My meditations in the morning, visualizations, sticking to my vision board, and not just about scouting guests, but visualizing the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Also connecting with like-minded people. I'm very cautious now because the life I led, not go too much into that story. That's a story for another day. But we know it was riddled with drugs and a lot of negativity there, alcohol, crazy behaviour from a young age. But when I distanced myself from all that, it became a wee bit lonely.
Yeah.
And
old patterns creep back up when we're lonely. And old behaviours creep back up as well when we're lonely, and it's staying disciplined and knowing where you're willing to share your energy and coming over that loneliness to then go in the self-discovery of yourself. So with loneliness, how do you feel? Do you feel as if you're healing relationships or friendships, or are you happy to be in solitude until you align with the right people?
It's a good question. You're good at this. It's Stephanie show. Again, it changes in my mind. I like my own company, but I'm also very outgoing. People wouldn't know, realise, and people wouldn't think that I had depression or anxiety or loneliness because of my personality. But again, as you said, you're not one to associate with people that are no vibrating on the same frequency. I would say I got on more with females. It's the female energy, the feminine energy. That, because sometimes I can be quite feminine, but I'm certainly masculine as well, but I know it doesn't look that way. So I kind of really associate with no many people. Relationships, I've got loads of friends, right? But for actually spending time with them, probably very rare. Once I'm in for something like that, or once every couple of weeks. But again, mostly female friends.
And with that, do you feel you're ready for a relationship now, or do you feel that door's still closed, you're on your self-discovery, or do you want to open it up to the universe that love may come into your life?
So, I always pictured what the perfect partner would be, right? And I really don't think she exists yet. I'm not sure.
I thought that as well.
I honestly
thought
don't know, because I'm quite happy to be myself now. Obviously, you're talking about getting lonely and you want that connection, but if you're not feeling your best, then sometimes you draw in the wrong relationship or individual, and then it can become toxic and back down that old rabbit hole again. So I would love to have a relationship, maybe know the now, because I know I'm not my best, but it doesn't stop me coming on here every week and speaking to guests and getting wisdom and inspiration. But I think it's going to be another wee while for me, maybe another year or two, changing my ways. Again, obviously I'm alcohol and drug free, but to be, like I said, getting the mind right, getting the training, becoming your best version, really. And then attracting, because you attract what you are. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And I've always got this, some days I can feel the energy. I'm like, right, this is it. I'm fucking taking over everything here. And that confidence comes, and you're nice to people. And when you can talk to somebody, as you said, you're coming into a room and you're feeling good and you're talkative and you make other people feel good, passing that energy. For you to change somebody's day like that, it's priceless. For a partner, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if she exists, because for me, she would need to be very spontaneous, adventurous, a crazy sense of humour in a way.
Divine timing. Divine timing.
And I don't like the dating apps and all that. It's not my thing, because 99% of the people on there, it's really only for one thing, in my opinion anyway. That's my opinion. I know people have met dating apps and it's went well, but it's horrible. It's I get a right negative vibe off it, so it'll be for me. So it would need to be somebody I met like back to the 80s. Never had phones and stuff. I'm always in the health club and stuff like that, and and I do meet a lot of different people, but it's scary as well, because, as you said, if the negative mind creeps in, it's like you start thinking, oh, I'm never going to meet anybody like that, and then when the positive mind's there, it's crazy. As you said, divine timing,
trust in the process.
I really don't know, but I would like to somewhere down the line.
Good. I'm trying to think what else I could put you on the spot with. Or is there anything you would like to share? Like, is there anything you would just like to get off your chest and be free? Or is there anything you would like to say to your viewers that don't know anything about you, but you would like to share to inspire them?
I think with that wee chat we had there, that's really the inspiration. That was what I wanted to say. That it doesn't matter if you're not at your best at this present moment, as long as the awareness is there. And you've got a wee plan in place, and you can put the small changes in every day, then these small changes then lead to big changes.
And even if you look back to where you were to where you are now, that is like you've come on leaps and bounds, but now you're in your head where you're not doing good enough. So it's also good for you to reflect and be proud of where you've came from, instead of then going down that spiral hole where you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Also be aware of the things you have achieved now. That's my message to you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
But before we finish up on this episode, I'm sure I'll have you back in the studio again. Maybe 6 months down the line, we'll see.
Or maybe we'll have somebody else with us.
You can bring the baby with you. Yes. But before we finish up in this episode, right, if you have another message that you can send out to the audience watching, now is the time.
So, a message from the heart to the viewers, do not feel as if you are damaged goods, broken, unworthy, and no one wants you. Coming from past experience of rejection, broken marriage, relationships, didn't think I would meet somebody who would align with me, who's the most calmest, generous, loving soul, who's also in my postcode. If you raise your worth and stay true to yourself and know your value, you will align with the right person, and do not settle for anything you don't deserve. That's my message.
Beautiful message as always, Stephanie. It's been an absolute honour having you back in the studio.
It's been a pleasure being here, thank you.
Very, very powerful. Like I said, I would have you back anytime, so maybe see you again next year. Back on the show. Thank you again.
Thank
Shake
you.
my hand, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who watched today's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified of who my latest guest will be.